Good morning all, it's Josh here from Racing to Profit. It is 9:30 on Thursday the 16th of November. As I speak to you, the purpose of this video is a quick run through of my good friend Ben Aitken at Narrowing the Field. He's got a special offer on where you can test run and trial his service for £10 for a whole week, and I thought it may be best in video form. You can see both what the offer is, and I will take you into his members area, which I'm sure you won't mind, so you can actually have a look and see what everything looks like if you decide to give it a trial run. So for £10, I should just jump straight to it. If you like your jumps racing and kind of have any interest in big race trends, trainer angles, pace, front runners, weekend notes, all these different things which I'll go into in a moment, but if you've got kind of like jumping in and engaging fully in national hunt racing, if you like reading information, kind of following advice but also applying your own thought process to different things, then you will love what Ben does. But the purpose of this video is for me to kind of show you what he does, so you can judge for yourselves whether or not it will be a £10 worth spending. So yes, what have we got? Well, yeah, for £10 you get full access to his members club for the next week, which importantly covers the Cheltenham what was the Open meeting, but they changed the name as to not confuse it with a golf tournament. How very strange. So it's now called the November meeting. So you've got 3 full days access there. That includes, as you can see here, 6 races given full coverage with Ben's unique approach, which I will show you in a moment. You've got the Class 2 Bet Victor Handicap Chase tomorrow on Friday, the Bet Victor Handicap Chase and the Gold Cup, the Bet Victor Gold Cup, and then 3 races on the Sunday. You get access to his mini angles for big meetings, which he fully explains and posts the qualifiers for. Again, more information for you to use as you please. Weekend notes, which I will give you an example of in a moment. Access to his under the radar horses, which are always worth keeping on side and keeping note of. Any front runners focus articles, which are kind of new test, which he's trying out and is very kind of exciting and interesting. A chance to engage with other members. It thankfully, a bit like my members club, is quite an engaged community of people kind of chatting, asking questions, putting up their own ideas. And yes, as I kind of touched on, the ability to look back at all the kind of members posts that have been put up in the members area already this season. So you get all of that for £10. Whether or not you decided to stay in the long run or not, I think you get quite a lot thrown in for that £10, and you will like the content and have something to work with moving forwards, whether you stay or not. So that's that. On the link below and above this video, you can check out this offer page, read through it yourself, follow the instructions here about how to create an account. But Ben, I know as I speak, is sat at his computer at home, ready to carry out any kind of admin work or get back to any questions you may have. So when you sign up and you kind of complete that process, what do you get for your £10? Well, you will get to have access to the members area, which is here, and you can see where all the different posts are kind of put up and how you can access them. They go from the start. And you can see here from the start of the new season, there's some old posts there from last season as well. You have access and you can kind of click through all these different links, and you might want to kind of read through or download anything you want. And I'm going to just focus on some of the few things that he kind of does. The first of which is a big focus on big race trends. You get 140 races. I have picked out the old Rowan Chase here because the bugger picked out Smad Place, who won very well and was a good selection. So this is what you get for 140 trends races throughout the jump season, probably a bit less now as there's been a handful already this season. But yes, this is what you kind of get. You've got the guide here, as you can see. If I kind of scroll down, you get the trends that Ben has used, and he's used his various different research tools. I think he uses Horse Race Base and Proform. So you've got those trends there. How the horses fit those different trends that Ben has picked out and that Ben likes to focus on. Stats and trends always very different. I have my own approach, as you know. Ben has his own approach. And sometimes we come up with the same horses, sometimes we come up with different horses, but we both, touch wood, are okay at finding decent priced winners in the long term, which is what it is all about, and of course having some fun, and importantly some information for you to get stuck into and analyze and to interpret how you see fit. So you get this trends table for any race. You can obviously use that information within your own thinking. You've kind of got a summary there. Ben then goes through some pace analysis using these maps. Again, that's useful information to see who's going to lead, etc., who's going to be held up. You've got the past kind of 13 runners or winners of the race and their running style, as you can see there. So again, you can use that information as you please. Then you've got a summary, the trends shortlist, which ones tick the trends the most. And then Ben's own thoughts and selections, which you can either follow if you want, or kind of use the write-ups and all the information within said guides to come up with your own selections. The choice really is yours. You can see there the kind of write-up he put for Smad Place and Godzone, and Smad Place in the end won this well. So that is the kind of big race trends approach. Like I said, 140 races you have access to. You'll have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races like that this weekend. Exact same guides as that, the list, the trends, the table, the pace analysis, and further thoughts. So that's the trends. What else do I want to focus on? Ben has started dabbling. Those of you who got his free report on front runners, which was superb, especially I've taken note of the information on Daryl Jacob, who really is dynamite on any front runners or prominent racers, and it's worth noting moving forwards. You've got, he started dabbling in posting every now and then these kind of front runners analysis, which I think he uses Proform for. And you can see there that again, it's just information that kind of every now and then you may want to take a note of in terms of the stats of different front runners at different tracks, and any kind of horses that possibly will front run this day. On this occasion, Dashing Oscar, I think, was the most obvious front runner, and did the job well at a short price. But again, this is just more about information for you to analyze and use as you please. As I said, if you're kind of after daily horses that or daily advice to back this horse, and you're kind of more after tips, then you may not get on with Ben's approach as you wouldn't, I suppose, my own. But the point is about a kind of different approach to the game, thinking about it a bit differently, and loads of kind of information and interesting content for you to kind of analyze and use as you see fit. So that is the front runner focus. He did something there. You can see Wincanton, on Sunday. He did a bit on front runner focus. On Wednesday this week, a bit also. So you've got those trends. What else do I want to flip through? Yeah, the weekend notes. And Ben does a hell of a lot of work early in the week following the previous weekend, just focusing on the quality racing that takes place kind of on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, depending on the meeting, and looking through any horses of interest which caught his eye. And you can read the information there about why it caught his eye. And of course, if you like tracking horses, you have the option of picking out certain horses if you wish, if you follow or like betting in certain race types, for example, etc. So you can read through all that information. In general, it is just an interesting and good read anyway, to start off the week. And yeah, there's, you can flick through that in your own time at your leisure. Like I said, if you take this £10 trial for a week, you are free to obviously read through those notes. He puts them in kind of download form at the bottom, as you can see here, kind of a PDF, and another version there. So you are free to download those notes if you wish. And you have the option of going back through all those this season for your £10 if you wanted, and downloading and storing such notes and adding them to your trackers if that is your thing. So that's we've touched the big race trends, which I would say is the kind of main core. Then we've got the front runners kind of experimentation Ben is going with, the weekend notes, which is part of the core as well. You get these notes from the previous weekend at the start of the following week, kind of Monday, Tuesday, depending on how long it takes Ben to trawl through and what he comes up with. I've touched on the guides, haven't I, and the old Rowan, and I think that is probably it, unless I've missed anything. Like I said, you can see from the comments, it is a kind of community. There's lots of engagement as well. So that's your core. You've got your big race stats and trends, about 140 races over the jump season, including all of the main spring festivals, with all of that trends analysis against the stats that he's found, seeing which horses tick which boxes, the pace analysis, his own thoughts and conclusions, which you can follow or use information to come up with your own bets. You've got the weekend notes as well, which is a big core of what he does. You've got this kind of new dabbling in the front runners focus as well. You've got the under the radar squad, which is somewhere that's a group of horses to follow throughout the rest of the season. That have a certain profile and different things, and Ben updates that regularly as well. So yeah, you've got kind of access to all of that for 10 quid. As I tick round to 11 minutes, hopefully that has explained what you get. I think it could be £10 well spent. Some of you watching this will love Ben's approach, but the point of the next week is that you get to see a load of full information over a full week, which kind of covers everything that Ben does, and you can judge for yourself whether or not that is for you and whether or not it will add to your engagement and enjoyment of horse racing, and jumps racing in particular. So with that said, thanks for watching. I hope you found that of some use. And this is Josh saying, well, good luck if you give it a go. And yeah, thanks for watching. And until the next time, this is me saying bye for now.